Let us start with chapter 1, relation and function, in which let us take the topic types of relations. Let us try to solve all the problems of exercise 1.1. Let us see what is a relation. A and B are two sets. Then a relation is a subset of the A cross B. You have seen it in class 11. We started with a set and we have defined, when we are defining the operation on sets, this is one of the operation on sets. It is a cross multiplication. Relation is a collection of ordered pair in which two elements are related by predefined relation. Relation between two elements is expressed as a formula or as a statement. Let us take some examples. This is a relation now. Set A containing only 5 elements, and set A comma B will be a relation if A is greater than B. We have to select those elements of A and B such that the first element is greater than the second element. Now you can understand what will be the sets. For when it starts with 2, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4. Very clearly we cannot start with 1 because 1 is not greater than any of the numbers. Or we start with 2, 2 is greater than 1 only, 3 is greater than 1 and 2, 4 is greater than 1, 2, 3, 5 is greater than 1, 2, 3, 4. Now have you seen that how the relation is defined? Here the first element and the second element are very, very important. Let us take one more example now, such that A and B can be taken from the set of integers when 2 divides A minus B. In the previous case, we got the relation as a finite set. Now we will get a infinite set now. 0, 2, 0, 4 and so on. Then when you start with 1, 1, 3, 1, 5, 1, 7 and so on. When you take 0, then 0, minus 2, minus 4, because it is a set of integers. Now when you just subtract A from minus B, all the numbers you are getting will be an even number where it will be divisible by 2. So this set is an infinite set where the relation is there. Let us take the next example. T be a set of all triangles with R as a relation T1, T2 such that T1 is congruent to T2. Here we will all take all the triangles in the set of all triangles such that first is congruent to the second. We will put it in that set. Now I will just see that how the relation is defined. The relation is defined as an ordered pair because the first element and the second element are very important as per their position. Both of them are related by a predefined formula or a relation. Let us see types of relation now. Reflexive. The term itself tells that the relation is reflected. Relation on a set A is to be reflexive if every element is related to itself. That is, A is related to A. We write it as A comma A belongs to R or A or A. The above condition is for all the elements of the set. A relation is not reflexive if you find one element such that A is not related to A. The last idea will be always useful to check whether the given relation is reflexive or not. Please see here, a element is related to itself. The relation will be called a reflexive if all the elements of the set are related to itself. Take one example, working rule. Suppose we can have a finite set or an infinite set. Let us see what you have to do in finite set. A comma A, you just check out whether there is there in the given set. For example, 1 comma 1, 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, minus 1 comma minus 1. You check out with it is there in the given set. If it is there, then it is reflexive. Suppose if it is infinite set, you cannot check all the elements, for we are go by this rule. Take an element from the given set, replace A by A and B by A in the given definition. Definition will be always A comma B. In that, you just replace B by A and check whether the definition is valid. Sometimes it may not be valid based on the given condition. If it is valid, then reflexive. If it is not valid, not reflexive. Okay, come on. Let us take examples now. This is a set given already. A is greater than B, or already we have discussed it. Now we are seeing here that as 1 comma 1 is not in R, no need to check 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3, 4 comma 4, 5 comma 5. Don't waste your time, because I told you that it should be reflexive if all the elements are related to itself. 1 comma 1 is not there, therefore 1 is not related to 1, or R is not reflexive. Is it okay? You can use 2 comma 2 is not there, 3 comma is not there, 4 comma 4 is not there, 5 comma 5 is not there. You can prove that also, but 1 is enough. Okay, take next example. A minus B. If 2 divides A minus B. Now these are the elements there. Then we have to check whether an element is related to itself. What do you have to do? Take that A comma B, replace B by A and check whether it is valid. I am replacing A minus A. It is 0. It is divisible by 2. Therefore, it satisfies the given condition. For A comma A belongs to R. For all R, therefore it is reflexive. Kindly check out. The previous one, we took one finite set where we were able to identify the element. Here it is an infinite set. Therefore, we have taken A, and we are checking. Okay. Let's go to the third example. That is a set of all triangles, where one triangle is, if it is congruent to the other, all of them will be put in this relation. Very simple. Here triangle, you take one T1. A triangle is congruent to itself. Therefore, T1 comma T1 belongs to R. Therefore, it is reflexive. There won't be any problem in that. Okay. Types of relation. Let us go to the second type, symmetric. Symmetric means when you just turn it and then see. This is a symmetric idea, already you have seen it in lower class. When you call a figure is symmetric, you just recollect it. That definition is already used over here. A relation is said to be symmetric if A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A also belongs to R. That is, when you replace the position in the ordered pair, the relation is not affected. Therefore, this should be for all A comma B belongs to capital A. Is it okay? Symmetric means first is related to the second. Also, second is related to the first. If we change the position, the relation is the same. The relation is not affected. Well, working rule. Let us see the working rule. Now, as usual, let us see for finite set what you have to do. Check whether A comma B is there, then B comma A is also there. For example, if you can see 1 comma 2, you search for 2 comma 1 is also there in the set. Suppose if you are seeing 3 comma 2, check for 2 comma 3. Suppose you see 4 comma 6, check whether 6 comma 4 is there. Very simple. Now let us go for infinite. You cannot check the elements, or for infinite, you take two elements. You assume A comma B, then replace B by A and A by B in the given definition of the relation and check whether it is valid. For example, when you replace, sometimes the validity may not be there. In that case, you tell that check the validity. If it is symmetric, if it is valid. If it is not valid, it is not symmetric. Let's take examples now. Good. The same example I have taken, where we have taken the element 2 comma 1, 3 comma 1, 3 comma 2 like that. A is greater than B. Now 1 comma 2 belongs to A and 2 comma 1 also belongs to R. But when 2 comma 1 is there, then 1 comma 2 is not there, because A is greater than B but B is not greater than A. Therefore, it is not symmetric. For two elements, 2 comma 1 is in the relation, but when interchange it is not there. The same thing you can have a lot of examples you can tell. 3 comma 1 is there, but 1 comma 3 is not there. 3 comma 2 is there, but 2 comma 3 is not there. 4 comma 1 is there, 1 comma 4 is not there, like that. Okay. Well, take the next example. 2 divides A minus B. Now this is an infinite set. We are taking A minus B belongs to R. The meaning is A minus B is divisible by 2. What will happen when you replace it by B minus A? Very simple, 2 divide that also. Suppose if 2 divides an even number, it divides the negative even number also. If A minus B is positive, B minus A will be negative. If A minus B is negative, B minus A will be positive. Only the sign changes, but the nature of the number does not change. Therefore, B comma A is also in R. Therefore, this is a symmetric relation. Therefore, R is a symmetric relation. When I replace A by B, when I interchange their position, then the given condition is valid. Let us go to the next example. The same triangle example I am taking. Set of all triangles with T1, T2. T1 is congruent to T2. Now take T1, T2. T1 is congruent to T2. You are assuming T1 is also congruent to T2. Therefore, T2 is congruent to T1. For very simple. Therefore, T2 comma T1 is belongs to R. Therefore, R is a symmetric relation. For when I interchange their position also, the congruence, which is a relation, is valid. Therefore, it is a symmetric relation. Let us go to the next type, transitive. Relation is said to be transitive if A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R, A comma C belongs to R. This already you have seen it. This type of transitivity you have used in lower classes to prove the parallel nature. First is parallel to the second, second is parallel to the third, therefore first and the third are parallel. In lower class you have seen a very interesting equation. When A is equal to B, B is equal to C, therefore A is equal to C. We have used this type of transitivity relation to prove certain so many theorems or so many relations. Okay, here we are taking three elements. Here actually the relation is translated from first to second, second to the third, therefore first and the second are related. Well, we have to take the elements and then check out. Let us see the working rule. If it is finite, very simple. A comma B, B comma C, check out. Check out whether A comma C is also there. If it is not there, declare that it is not a transitive relation. If it is also there, check out that it is a transitive relation. If it is infinite, take three elements from the given set. Assume A comma B and B comma C. Then try to prove A comma C from the given relation. Some equations you may get or some ideas you may get. Make use of that and try to prove that A comma C is also belongs to R. If it is valid, then it is transitive. Null valid, not transitive. Well, okay, we have seen how to check the transitivity relation, and here we have to be very careful. There is a special case where transitivity relation to be taken as true vacuously. What is the meaning of it? Let us see what is it. Let us take a relation where A comma B belongs to R is available to you. That is 1 is related to 3, where that element is available. But in the particular relation set, you are not able to get an element 3 related to some other thing. It is missing. For anything, for example, 1 is related to 3, 3 related is not available. 1 is related to 4, 4 related to something is not available. But only 1 is available, then I am not talking about it. If A comma B belongs to R, then B comma C is not able, you are not able to find it. In such cases, we cannot prove A comma C belongs to R because B belongs to R is not available. In that case, we are taking it as transitivity relation is true, vacuously true. There are two problems in your exercise. When it come back to that exercise problem, we will see it. Let us go for example now. The same example I have taken A greater than B. A comma B comma C. A comma B is belongs to R. A is greater than B. If B comma C belongs to R, then B is greater than C. Therefore, A comma C is also belongs to R. It is very simple. I think you can verify that also. But this is a transitive relation. Well, R is transitive. Relation R in the set is given by A comma B 2 divides A minus B. For A comma B comma C, then as I told you earlier, from the first two relation you have to get the second one. For example, A, B belongs to R mean 2 divides A minus B. For A minus B should be a multiple of 2. I am calling it as 2M. B minus C belongs to R. For 2 divides B minus C, I am calling it as 2N. Let us find what is A minus C. A minus C also should be a multiple of 2. When you use that idea, A minus C is nothing but A minus B plus B minus C. It is nothing but multiple of 2. 2 multiplied by M plus N. Therefore, 2 divides A minus C also. Therefore, it is a transitive relation. Well, therefore, it is transitive. Well, let us take another example. This congruence nature. Again, very simple. T1, T2. T1 is congruent to T2. When T2 is related to T3, T2 is congruent to T3. For T1 is congruent to T3. Very simple. I think this idea already we have seen it in proving certain results in class 9th and 10th. That is when the first is congruent to the second and the second is congruent to the third. First is automatically congruent to the third. So this is a transitive relation. Let us go to solution of the NCERT textbook questions. Please take the textbook with you and then check out the answers, and wherever you please work out, then see whether the solution you are getting is right or not. Determine whether the relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Some questions are there. Let us go to subdivision 1. Some numbers are given from 1 to 14, and 3x minus y is equal to 0 is the relation. This is actually a equation, a linear equation in two variables. The set of all numbers x and y from that set A satisfying this equation to be taken. Therefore, A is given like this. Therefore, 3x minus y is equal to 0. Therefore, these are the numbers you will get. That is, I think this can be solved very quickly. 3x is equal to y, or y is equal to 3x, whatever you want. Therefore, the second number should be a multiple of 3 times the first number. When we take 1, it will be 3. When you take 2, it will be 6. When you take 3, it will be 9. When you take 4, it will be 12. But when you take 5, it will be 15. But 15 is not available in the given set. Therefore, it is having only finite number of elements. It is not reflexive. Why? Because you take any element 1, 1, 1 is not there, 2, 2 is not there. Therefore, not reflexive. Let us see whether it is symmetric. No. 1, 3 is there. Then 3, 1 is not there. Then when 2, 6 is there, 6, 2 is not there. Therefore, it is not transitive. Sorry, it is not symmetric. But remember, it is to disprove that it is not there. You can take only one example and then check it out. Let us see what is it is transitive. 1, 3 is there. Then 3, 9 is also there. But 1, 9 is not there. Therefore, it is also not transitive. Therefore, it is not reflexive, nor symmetric, nor transitive. Now remember, this question can be asked individually also to prove that it is not reflexive, prove it is not symmetric, prove it is not transitive, or sometimes they may ask you to check it also. Well, let us go to the second subdivision. That relation is given as set of all natural number y is equal to x plus 5 for x is less than 4. What is the meaning of it? X is a number taking natural number taking only element less than 4, that is 1, 2, 3. Therefore, 1, 6, 2, 7 and 3, 8 are the only elements over here. Let us check it out. Reflexive. 1 is not related to 1, 2 is not related to 2, 3 is not related to 3, therefore not reflexive. Go to the symmetric. 1, 6 is there, but 6, 1 is not there, therefore it is not symmetric. But be careful. Let us go to transitivity. There is no pair. For example, 1, 6 is there, but 6 is not related to anything. 2, 7 is there, 7 is not related to anything. 3, 8 is there, 8 is not related to anything. For we are not able to get a pair, therefore it is vectoriously true. Already we have discussed it in the earlier slides. Therefore, it is neither reflexive nor symmetric, but transitive. Be careful. Go to the next. This is for subdivision 3. Again, element 1 to 6 is given, and y is divisible by x. Be careful here. You should be very careful. Please read the question carefully. Y is divisible by x, or x is divisible by y, and x is a multiple of x, or y is a multiple of y, or y is a multiple of x. You should be very careful with the wordings. Okay, well, we know that any number x is divisible by itself, therefore r is reflexive. You take 2, 4. 4 is divisible by 2, but 4, 2, the 2 is not divisible by 4, therefore it is not symmetric. And x, y, z, then y is divisible by x, x is divisible by y, therefore z is divisible by x, therefore it is transitivity. Highly interesting one. Suppose if y is divisible by x and z is divisible by y, then definitely z is a divisible by x, therefore it is a transitivity relation. You can take some numbers there, then you can check it out there. Therefore it is reflexive and transitive, but not symmetric. This is a very interesting one. Reflexive and transitive, but it is not symmetric. Well, go to the fourth subdivision. X minus y such that x minus y is an integer. Be careful with that. Sometimes they may give you that difference also, but here it is x minus y, therefore any type of integers can come. Therefore x minus x, when you take x and x, it will be an integer, the 0, which is an integer, therefore r is reflexive. Remember, I am just going for taking the method which I explained when you are getting R as an infinite set. Here it is an infinite set. Let us take x minus y as an integer as x is related to y. When you take minus outside, then it is also an integer. For y minus x is an integer. Therefore, y is related to x. Therefore, R is symmetric. For when I replace x and y by interchange their position also, you will get an integer. Therefore, it is a symmetric relation. Let us say transitivity, as I told you earlier, you have to make use of the first two ideas, then you have to go for the third one. X comma y and y z belongs to R. For x minus y and y minus z are integers. X minus z can be written as, by adding both of them, when you add two integers, you will get an integer also. As x minus z an integer, it is transitive. Therefore, it is reflexive. As x minus x is 0 is an integer, therefore reflexive. When you interchange the position also, the integer idea is not affected, but is symmetric. And when you make use of x minus y as an integer and y minus z as an integer, you are getting x minus z is also an integer. But these are reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Last one, x and y work at the same place, but two members are there, human beings. For x and y work at the same place, imply x comma x belongs to other. For very simple reflexive, that x and himself we work in the same place. For very simple, but it makes some sense, therefore it is reflexive. If x and y belongs to R, x and y work at the same place. What is the meaning of it? Y and x also work on the same place. For y and x belongs to R, for it is symmetric. For when you interchange their position also, first person, second person related because they work together. For second and first person also are related because they work together. But it is symmetric. Let us take transitivity, very simple. X and y work at the same place. Y and z work at the same place. What is the meaning? All are working in the same place. Or we can tell x and y work together, y and z. Y work together, x and z work together, or x, y, z work together. For R is transitive. Very interesting one. That is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Okay. They live in the same locality. Let us see what is it. What will happen to it? They live in the same locality. Therefore, x and x work in the same locality. They live in the same locality, but it is reflexive. If x and y are in the same locality, then y and x also are in the same locality. For y comma x belongs to R, therefore R is symmetric. For x, y in the same locality, y and z in the same locality. For x, y, z are in the same locality. For x and z are in the same locality. For x comma z belongs to R, therefore it is transitive. Kindly see how this way of proving it is there. Therefore, you should be very careful in proving it, and you have to select the appropriate words to explain the idea. For it is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. Let us go to the next one. X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than y. Be careful with that. X is exactly, that word is very important, taller than y. You can tell that a person is taller than himself? No, the word is not reflexive. You see, sometime what will happen? In the relation, you have to apply that condition and check whether it is valid or check whether it is making some sense. Okay, exit exactly 7 centimeter taller than y. What will happen to that? Y is not taller. Therefore, exactly 7 mean then y is exactly 7 centimeter shorter. Therefore, here it should be taller. First person should be taller than the second, which means that second is not taller than the first. Therefore, it is not symmetric. Okay. Transitivity. X is exactly 7 centimeter taller than y. Y is exactly 7 centimeter taller than Z. But now we got a very interesting idea. X is taller than Z. There is no doubt. But is he exactly 7 centimeter taller? No, he is exactly 14 centimeter taller because 7 plus 7. He is 7 centimeter taller than y, but y is 7 centimeter taller than Z. For Z is the shortest person by 14 centimeter. therefore it is not transitive. But very problem where you are not reflective, nor symmetric, not transitive. Okay, well. Let's go to the fifth problem. Relation R in the set A of human beings at a particular time given by x comma y. X is wife of y. Let us check. Since x cannot be a wife of herself, therefore x comma x is not an element in the relation, therefore it is not reflexive. X comma y belongs to R is the x is wife of y, and when you change the place, that is y comma x, no meaning in that, but y is not the wife of x. Indeed x is the wife of y, then y is the husband, therefore it is not symmetric. Very simple. But let us go to transitivity. Highly interesting. X comma y we are taking and y comma z we are taking, and we are trying to check whether they are possible. X comma y belongs to R mean x is the wife of y, therefore x is the husband, is a male. But y comma z, that is again y is the wife of something, somebody, is not possible because y is a male. Therefore this particular element is not possible, it is not existing. Therefore, as we discussed earlier, we have to check, we have to take it as transitivity is vacuously true, therefore it is transitive. We conclude that neither reflexive nor symmetric, but transitive. Not transitive. Okay, father of y, a person cannot be father of himself, not reflexive. If the first is father of the second, second cannot be the father of first, it should be the son or daughter, therefore it is not symmetric. Another one is also very, I think here you are getting one interesting idea. X is the father of y, y is the father of z. What will happen to x? X is the grandfather, not the father. Therefore, but it should be a father. X is not the father of z. It's the grandfather, maybe a new relation. It is not fitting into the given relation. Therefore, it is not transitive. Neither reflexive, nor symmetric, nor transitive. Okay, now another question number 2. The relation is you have to check out whether it is neither reflexive, nor symmetric, nor transitive. Be careful with this type of question. Already they have asked you to prove it, or either you prove it by taking certain counter examples or try to prove it directly. Now I have taken a counter example here, 1 by 2, because it is a set of real numbers. 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 2 the whole square, because 1 by 4 you will get 1 by 2 is greater than 1 by 4. Therefore a number is not less than or equal to its square, but it is not reflexive. Another example I am taking that 1 comma 4, 1 is less than 4 square, but is it not 4 is not less than 1 square. Therefore 1 is related to 4, but 4 is not related to 1, or it is not symmetric. Let us take another numbers. Here you see these numbers you have to remember, because these numbers are going to prove, because when you take another set of numbers you may get transitivity. But remember, we have to prove that it is not transitive. I am taking 3, 2 and 1.5. Now 3 is less than 4, that is 2 square, and 2 is less than 1.5 whole square, because that is 2.25. But is it 3 is less than 2.25? No, 3 is greater than 1.5 whole square. For first is less than the second is less than the third, but third square, but first is not less than the square of the third number, or it is not transitive. We have proved it. Here you are seeing that even though there are many numbers in set of real numbers, we have selected only those numbers for which it is not reflexive, not symmetric, and not transitive. There may be another set of numbers for which it may be reflexive, may be symmetric, or may be transitive, but remember that you have to prove that it is not. Okay, again you have to prove that it is reflexive, symmetric, or transitive. Check, you have to check it, be careful. Well, let us see, it is a very finite set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second number is 1 more than the first, very simple. For 1 comma 2, when you start with 2 comma 3, 3 comma 4, 4 comma 5, 5 comma 6, we cannot go beyond that, because when you start with 6, 7 will come, it is not in the set. Well, okay. very clear that not reflexive because 1 comma 1 is not there, because 1 is not equal to 1 plus 1, 2 is not equal to 2 plus 1, therefore it is not reflexive. Oh, symmetric is also not there, because if it is 1 comma 2, 2 can be written as 1 plus 1, but 2 comma 1 is not there, because you cannot write 1 as 2 plus 1, therefore it is not symmetric. You are seeing that 1 and 2 are related, 2 and 3 are related, but 1 and 3 are not related, because you see the second number is always 1 more than the first number, but 3 is 2 more than 1, therefore it is not transitive. Okay, anyway, you can very well see that 1 comma 3 is not finding any place in that given set R, but it is not transitive, or we have checked it, it is not reflexive, not symmetric, and not transitive. We have checked it. Go to question number 4. A should be less than or equal to B. Be careful with that relation. If that equality is removed, then any one of the properties may not get satisfied. We have to check whether it is reflexive, prove that it is reflexive. A comma A is less than or equal to A, equality sign is there, therefore it is reflexive. But when you take 2 comma 4, 2 is less than 4. But when you interchange it, is it 4 is less than or equal to 2? No, because therefore it is not symmetric. Go to the next one. A comma B, A is less than or equal to B, but B is less than or equal to C. For A is the biggest number, for A is equal to A is less than or equal to C, therefore it is transitive. Already you have been asked to prove that in the question. You have been asked to prove that it is reflexive, transitive but not symmetric. Well, question number 5. Check whether the relation is reflexive, symmetric or transitive. You have to check it. Okay. I am taking half. I think the same thing we had that A less than or equal to B square. The same type of problem is there. Here it is cube. 1 half is greater than half cube, because 1 by 2 cube is 1 by 8, but not reflexive. When you take 1 comma 2, 1 is less than 2 cube, but 2 is not less than 1 cube, therefore it is not symmetric. You take transitivity. You take carefully 3 numbers, 3 by 2 and 6 by 5. 3 is less than 3 by 2 the whole cube, but 3 by 2 is less than 6 by 5 the whole cube, but 3 is greater than 6 by 5 the whole cube, but it is not transitive. There may be another set of numbers also for which you can prove that it is not transitive. For neither reflexive nor symmetric nor transitive. Well, let us go to question number 6. Show that the relation is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive. Very simple, there are only 2 elements are there. 1 comma 1 is not there, therefore not reflexive. I have written all, but you can prove very quickly that 1 comma 1 is not there, therefore not reflexive. Very quickly, by the definition itself, it is there. 1 comma 2 is there, then 2 comma 1 is there, therefore it is symmetric. Be careful. In that set, we have to take only the elements which are in that R. Don't try for any other elements other than R and then tell that symmetric. Where is it? You should not check it out. Let us see whether it is transitivity. 1 comma 2 is there, 2 comma 1 is there, but where is 1 comma 1? Therefore it is not transitive. Well, where we have proved that it is symmetric but neither reflexive nor transitive.